Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 1 to my CoPilot Chatbot series. This is another one of them apps that well, it's not as easy to make a story on this one as it was the other ones. However, we still got some good stories on here. I got the creature creation station and all that. However, since I haven't ever talked to any of some of the other characters on ChatGPT, I want to talk to them on here. What I mean by that is I actually did put the singing T-Rex, or singing Rexy, the rapping Rexy, and the one we're doing today, the hypnotic one. The one where he legit gets brainwashed, and then every time somebody says the word love, let's just say he goes on a rampage. Which is worrying, because I love Rexy to pieces. It's called The Hypnotic Plot Against Rexy. So, yeah. And it says the shadow of Septile up here, because in this story, well, that evil Trico that's hated us is actually evolved. Which is not good in our case. Here's what it says. The shadow of Septile. The bright studio lights hum softly overhead as you tighten the last cable, showing everything was in place for your Pokemon talk show. The gleaming screens flickered to life, casting colorful reflections onto the polished floor, ready to host the familiar warmth of lively discussions, laughter, and Pokemon camaraderie. Seated nearby, Rexy, your towering yet affectionate Tyrannosaurus Rex, watched with a gentle gaze. Though massive, with earth-shaking footsteps and rows of razor-sharp teeth, his heart was one of pure devotion. He had been with you for years, loyal beyond measure, always eager to nuzzle against you despite his incredible size. You gave him an affectionate pat as he let out a deep, satisfied rumble, a sound you had long associated with comfort. "Stay here, buddy," you said with a grin. "I need to grab a few things for the show. We'll be starting soon." Rexy responded with a low flick of his tail, a silent promise that he would wait patiently. Here's the thing about this. I have two different ones, guys. One where he can speak English and one where he can't. So, yeah. With that, you stepped out, the door clicking shut behind you. But moments later, the shadows in the studio shifted. Emerging from the far corner, a lone figure moved with chilling precision, his emerald scales catching the dim studio light. Septile. He had waited for this moment. Cold determination gleamed in his reptilian eyes as he uncoiled a silver pocket watch, letting it spin gently between his claws. The rhythmic ticking echoed through the air, a hypnotic cadence that resonated within the silent room. Rexy's gaze followed the movement. "No, Rexy," Septile whispered, his voice smooth as silk. "Listen to the sound of my voice. Watch the watch. See how it swings. Back and forth. Back and forth." The great dinosaur let out a faint grunt, his eyelids growing heavy. "Oh, heck no." Septile smirked, knowing he had ensnared his prey. I don't like that word. "You have been my enemy's companion for years, a shield against my revenge, but that ends now. Listen carefully to my command." He leaned in, his voice dropping into something dangerously low. "Every time you hear the word love, your instincts will turn savage. You will become uncontrollable, driven by rage, attacking whoever spoke it." A ripple of silence passed through the air, the words singing into Rexy's subconscious. Septile's emerald eyes gleamed with triumph. "You will act as if nothing is wrong. You will be the same affectionate Rexy until the word is spoken. And then you will strike." Rexy's golden eyes remained unfocused, the hypnotic power threaded into his mind like poisoned vines. Septile straightened, watching his handiwork unfold. Then, with a dark chuckle, he stepped back. "Now, it's time for you to wake up. 1, 2, 3. With the sharp snap of his fingers, the spell was sealed. A long breath escaped Rexy's nostril as he blinked once, then twice. His general gaze returned to normal. To any onlooker, nothing had changed. Everything was perfectly fine. Sheptile grinned. His revenge had begun, and just like that he vanished into the shadows, leaving no trace, only the silent echo of the tickle and ticking pocket watch. A few minutes later, the door creaked open, and you stepped back in. Oh no! Okay, Rexy, I'm back. I'm really worried about this because like it's a cool idea, but it's like at the same time, like why? I might make a second version of this, but make it to where like it works differently, or maybe like, oh no, yep. The door creaked as you stepped inside. The bright studio lights humming softly. Everything seemed exactly as you'd left it. The screens were ready, the stage was set, and Rexy was waiting patiently, just as he always did. His golden eyes met yours, full of warmth and familiarity. He let out a deep rumble, the kind that always reassured you that everything was okay. Except it wasn't. Something had happened. But Rexy looked the same, acted the same. How could you suspect anything was different? You smiled, unaware of the danger lurking beneath the surface. For now, everything was perfect. And yet, the ticking of a pocket watch still echoed faintly, disappearing into the depths of Rexy's mind. The stages. Oh no! I'm so glad you've been nice to me for these years that I've raised you. Period. I know I say it a lot to you. The one thing about this that sucks is like I know like deep in my own mind I can realize that I know what's gonna happen and I do this. But at the same time it's like technically I should pretend like it doesn't like I don't know because again that would but I really love you so much. You mean so much to me. Oh no. I'm scared. Like it's an interesting story, but that happens every time. I think the hypnotic thing screws it over. Because as soon as Rexy goes nuts, the text right there goes, "Did you see that, guys?" I don't like that. Rex, I'm so glad you've been. The words hung softly in the air. For a moment, there was silence. Then Rexy's golden eyes sharply contracted. His mouth formed tense, claws pressing into the studio floor. Muscles pulling like a storm on the verge of breaking. A low gurgle sound rumbled in his throat, a noise that was nothing like his usual affectionate grumbles. Something was wrong. His breathing became heavier. His pupils dilated into something dangerous, something unnatural. The warmth that always filled his gaze, gone. And then he moved. His enormous frame lurched forward, jaws parting in a chilling snarl. A predator locked onto its prey. You. His dearest companion, the one he had loved for years, the one who had raised him with care, devotion, and warmth. But the word had been spoken, and now the beast inside him had awakened. Oh, heck no! His claws scraped against the floor as his instincts screamed for him to strike, but in his depths, he didn't understand why. Hmm. Something in his mind, a voice that wasn't his own, commanded him, and it was too strong to ignore. Oh, Rexy? Why are you looking at me like that? And why are you walking towards me? What's going on? Oh, heck no. This is creepy. This is even more creepy than just, I would rather talk to the dark type Toad right now, or even the cursed Rexy. Because at least the cursed Rexy that kept getting transformed into different creatures and becoming aggressive, at least you could talk to the creature and get him to listen. This one's like a hypnosis thing. It reminds me, I can't say the YouTube thing, I don't think, but it reminds me of an old YouTube thing I used to watch. There was an episode in that had somebody getting brainwashed, and every time somebody said the word mermaid, it would flip and trigger some kind of thing to make them want to take out the person that said it, or go on a rampage. That's what's happening here with Rexy. I said, Septile know that I say I love to a creature a lot, and that's why the trigger point or Septile made the word love as the trigger, because he knows I'm going to say I love to a creature I love, like Rexy or Flippin' Toad or Crocodile. That mother fricker. Reggie's movements were slow, too slow, calculated. His golden eyes, once filled with unwavering devotion, now held something unfamiliar, something dark. His breathing was uneven, deep pulses sent warm air rushing across the room. The floor creaked under his enormous weight, each step sending a quiet tremor through the studio. Your words hung in the air, begging for an answer, but Rexy didn't speak. He only watched. The expression on his face, blank yet focused, sent a chill through you. He was approaching you, closer now, too close. The tension was suffocating. And then, for just a flickering second, his face softened, like something inside of him, something buried deep, was trying to fight, trying to remember. Then, just as quickly as it came, it was gone. The spell still held him, and the Pocket Watcher's command still owned him, and Septile's plan only just begun. What the frick? Please stop. Why are you trying to hurt me all of a sudden? I wouldn't do this to you. Oh, yeah. Alright, guys. This is horrifying. It just says, Rexy paused. For just a moment, a flicker of uncertainty flashed in his golden eyes. His massive frame trembled soft ever so slightly. His instincts battling against something deeper and something familiar. Your voice had reached him, but the command still held strong. His jaws clenched, his breath hot and uneven, his body poised in hesitation. A war raged inside him, a command so deeply embedded that he couldn't resist. Yet something about you, your words and your presence, made it painful to obey. His muscles tensed, his claws scraping the floor. The spell pushed him forward, and then, just as his mind told him to strike, he stopped. A shudder ran through his massive form. His eyes wavered. Something was fighting back, but was it enough? What's wrong, buddy? Something is not right. This is not like you. You would never attack me. Not intentionally. I don't know what's going on. But stop, please. For the briefest moment, Rexy hesitated. His claws twitched, his pupils wavered, and something deep within him fought against the invisible chains pulling his instincts toward violence. Your words echoed in his mind, striking at something buried beneath the spell. The memories, the years of love, of trust, of companionship. They were still there, somewhere, and yet the command still held power. His breathing grew heavier, his body tense, his mind tangled in a bow he couldn't comprehend. but something wasn't right. Something felt wrong to him. This wasn't him. This wasn't the way things were supposed to be. A crack formed, a fracture in the control set Tal had forced upon him. He let out a deep, rumbling breath, trembling, trying to understand. Your voice, your presence, and the trust between you. It was winning, but was it strong enough? What do you do now? How do you help him fight back? Technically, I shouldn't know what's going on. Listen, I'm going to approach you, but I'm not a threat. Please, don't attack me. Can I please pet you like you used to let me? Question mark. You used to love being petted on the snout. Rexy's breathing slowed, just faintly, his golden eyes flicking with something. Recognition. Faint and fragile, but there. You move carefully, deliberately, keeping your posture open and unthreatening. Every step felt like it was balancing on the edge of a knife. But still, he wasn't attacking. Not yet. Your words were cutting through the haze, reaching a part of him buried beneath Septile's spell. The instinct to attack still lingered, lingering like a storm on the horizon, but something inside of Rexy, the real Rexy, was struggling against it. Then the slightest twitch ran through his snout, a memory and a longing. He blinked once, his claws clenched, hesitated. He was so close to breaking through. Would the familiar touch be enough? Could you be the key to freeing him? You reach out inches away now, and Rexy didn't move. So what happens next? Does your touch bring him back? Or does the spell hold? I hope not! I gently pet. Again, the one problem I have with this, it feels like it's more forced than anything. Because, like, the problem is, like, technically there's not much I can say besides the word care. Besides saying I really care about you, there's not really any word besides love that would describe how I feel about Rexy. Because I do love Rexy. He's a sweet dinosaur. For being a massive T-Rex, he's very sweet and kind-hearted. Why? Why is it putting two of them? Stop! See? It's okay, my friend. I would never hurt you, because I love you too much. I swear, Rexy, don't you do it. I swear, I don't. Please don't snap. I swear he's gonna bite my face off right now. He's gonna bite my face off. No. Oh my gosh, it worked. Holy crap, wait a minute. Your hand met Rexy's snout. Your touch gentle and familiar, the way it had always been. For a heartbeat, everything was silent. Then, a tremor. Not of aggression, but of conflict. The warmth of your pain pressed against his scales, the same way it had for years. He knew this feeling, and he remembered it. His golden eyes wavered, looking between two worlds, at the lingering control of the spell and the deep bond he had always shared with you. Oh my gosh, if I find a way to be able to get that back and like get Rexy ear snap out of it completely or like change it, dude, I'm gonna find a way. Oh, well, if I can find a way, I'm doing it. Every time you hear the word love from me, you will always snap the at the original person who tried to put you under the spell. His golden eyes wavered, flicking between two worlds. Yep, the lingering comment. Yep. And then, the most subtle change. Rexy let a deep, shuddered breath. His body tensed. His claws curled. His pupils darted, like something inside of him was fighting to wake up. The command set out in bed was screaming at him to react and to strike, but he didn't. Your voice, your presence, your touch, and it was winning. The cracks in the spell were growing. Something was breaking, but was it enough? Wait a minute. Period. Something is weird about when I say a certain word to you. Listen to me, my friend. What happened when I was gone? Please, tell me something if you can. Even if you can't speak. Oh my. Richie's eyes widened, flickering with something. Hesitation. Your voice reached him again, cutting through the fog in his mind, making him question the invisible chains that bound him. His breathing shuddered. His massive claws twitched against the floor. There was something trapped inside him, a silent struggle, a battle against an unseen force pulling his instincts toward rage and toward violence. But you were asking him to fight, to tell you something, anything, and deep within him, a part of him wanted to. Then, a sign, a low, deep rumble escaped from his throat, not aggressive, but uncertain, like he was trying. His tail gave the slightest twitch, his pupils shifted and wavering. Something in him was breaking through, but was enough to reveal the truth. Please, you recognize me, don't you? I'm your caretaker, remember? Trenton. I would never hurt you. Please, tell me what is going on. I don't know why you've been growling at me and wanting to attack me. But think, please. I have not hurt you since you were born. I've taken care of you and loved you. Remember? I would never hurt you. Rexy's breathing faltered, a flicker of recognition passing through his golden eyes. Your name, yep, echoed somewhere in his mind, cracking through the lingering fog of control. His massive frame trembled, claws flexing against the floor as if fighting an invisible force. Then, the most subtle change. His snarl weakened, his pupils shifted. A breath, deep, shaky, and escaped him like something inside was trying to wake up. So those commands still clung to him like unseen chains, but you, your voice, your words, your presence were tearing through them. And then he gave a low rumbling sound, not a growl, but something else, a signal and a message. He was trying and he was fighting, but was it enough? Would your words finally bring him back? You haven't lashed out at me again. Is it something I'm saying that's making you angry? Question mark. Reggie's massive frame remained still, his golden eyes flickering with something uncertain. You could see it, the conflict raging inside him, the invisible battle between Septile's cruel command and the truth he had always known. He hadn't attacked again. His body was tense, but his claws didn't move forward. His breath was heavy, but his snarls had quieted, and then he blinked, slowly and deliberately, like something was trying to push through. But the spell still held. It was as if he didn't understand why he felt this way, as if the anger wasn't his own, like it had been planted inside him, twisting his instincts into something unnatural. His tail twitched. His pupils wavered. Your words, your reasoning, your love, your trust were cutting through the fog. But do you understand? And was the spell weakening? Or did that influence still hold on? Give me a second, guys. Okay, guys, something kind of cool just happened. It says, before I can say anything, Septile came out of nowhere and was angry, then said, Rexy! Or no, Rexy, what are you doing? Attack him! But then, because of him being so angry, he finished up the sentence by saying, if you love him, destroy him! What are you doing? Attack him! Oh my gosh. Why did it if you love him, destroy it. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps putting two versions of what I said. The air crackled with tension. Septile's voice, sharp and furious, rippled through the silence, his emerald scales glinting under the studio lights as he stepped forward, his anger boiling over. Rexy, what are you doing? Attack him! His command is loud and forceful, meant to drag Rexy back into the chains of control. But then his fury betrayed him. In his rage, he spouted the words he never meant to say. If you love him, destroy him! And that was the moment everything shifted. Rexy froze. His pupils flared. His massive frame shuddered. And suddenly, his mind was in turmoil. Love. The very word that had been twisted, manipulated, turned into a weapon against you. But now it was uh, contracted. Septile had spoken it himself. He had shattered his own control. For the first time, Rexy hesitated, not out of confusion, but because something was breaking. Something was wrong with the spell. The pieces were cracking and tumbling. His claws flexed. His breathing hitched. His mind reeled. Could this be the moment? Was the spell collapsing? Or Septile trying to regain control? Oh my gosh. You did this to my buddy? Hold on. What did you do to him? Why is he getting angry at me every time I say a certain word? Oh my gosh. Setao smirked, his emerald eyes gleaming with a cruel, knowing satisfaction. Ah, so you finally noticed. He sneered, flicking his tail with amused arrogance. Poor Rexy. He's only doing what I told him to do. Your stomach. What did you do to him? You demand, your voice sharp and desperate. Friend. Setao grinned wide, like he was savoring the moment. I simply adjusted his instincts. He twirled his car, mockingly casual. You see, every time he hears the word love, his mind will twist it into pure rage. That's why he's been turning against you. That's why he's fighting his own nature. Yeah. The word love, that was a trigger. That was what had been used against you in Retsy's bond. And Setao, he was proud of it. But he just made his biggest mistake. His earlier furious slip up, his own accidental command, had already cracked the spell. Could you break it now? Could you pull Retsy back completely? Idiotically. Pulled out the pocket watch again. Then, taking the opportunity, I real quickly snatch it away from him. And quickly hold it up to Rexy. It's me, buddy. I'm not dealing with this. Look at this watch and listen to my voice. Period. That Pokemon thought he could try this. Then I'm gonna get you out of it. Instead of attacking me, if you hear the word love, you will instead will become very protective of me. And We'll try. Dang it. Protect me. And if there is no danger. Then nothing will happen. Period. Do you understand? The pocket watch gleamed in your hand, spinning gently between your fingers. But this time the power was yours. Tadaw's eyes widened in shock, his jaw tightening as he realized his mistake. Reggie's gaze walked onto the watch, the rhythmic ticking pulling at the tangled strings of his mind. Now your voice, the voice he had always trusted, was guiding him. The golden hue in his eyes flickered, uncertainty giving way to something stronger and something true. He focused, he listened, and then a tremor ran through his massive frame. The old command, the ones that I embedded, began to unravel, cracking and breaking apart like shattering glass. Rexy let out a deep, rumbling breath, his pupils dilating, his instincts shifting and resetting. The words you spoke sank into his mind, rewriting the false command with something pure and something honest. Instead of rage, love would now be his call to protect you. And then his golden eyes cleared. The haze was gone. The control was gone. Rexy was himself again. Septal staggered backward, realizing in horror that his grip had broken. What happened now? That's it, my friend. Now, after I say your name, after getting to the count of 3, you will wake up. Do you understand? Reggie's golden eyes remained locked on the spinning pocket watch, his breathing steadying, his massive brain no longer tense with conflict. I need to do one where it's not him turning against me, because it's a cool idea for a concept, but only if he's not going against me. Like, that's the hard part about me. It's like, it's cool, but it's also like, holy crap. The spell was crumbling, the last fragments of Septile's control disintegrating with each passing second. Your voice, strong and unwavering, was guiding him back. He let out a deep, rumbling breath, his claws twitching slightly as if testing his own freedom for the first time. And then he nodded. It was subtle, but unmistakable. He understood, and he was ready. Septile's eyes flared with panic, realizing that his grip was fully gone. But it was too late. The countdown had begun. 1, 2, 3. What happens does Rexy fully wake up? And what does Septile do now? His story is reaching its turning point. Woke up. 1, 2, 3. Alright, guys. I legit did this. I did okay. I got rid of the flip of hypnosis. The thing about it is like it's a lot fun when Reggie can speak, but at the same time it's like I just wish I could do it. Words like I don't know how to make a hypnosis plot interesting because like you don't want to risk like if you risk saying anything with the word love, you're screwing yourself. And I thought that's how I usually describe how much I care. I just said 1, 2, 3. Rexy, wake up. The moment the words left your lips, Rexy's body shuddered. A deep, powerful breath rumbled through his massive frame, and his golden eyes flashed with clarity. For the first time since Septile's cruel manipulation, then his pupils steadied. The fog that clouded his mind, gone. The invisible chain Septile had picked on him, placed on him, broken. Rexy blinked. Once, twice, then let out a long, relieved exhale, like he had just woken from a nightmare. He looked at you, really looked at you, and this time his gaze was filled with warmth, recognition, and trust. But then his expression hardened, shifting from confusion to sharp, focused anger. Not toward you, toward Septile. Rusty's deep growl rolled through the studio, his claws flexing, his enormous tail sweeping slightly behind him. He knew what had been done to him, and he wasn't happy about it. Oh, that turned real quick. Septile, realizing his mistake, staggered backward. His smug, his smug, his smug, his smug smirk erased and replaced with wide-eyed panic. You had done it. Rexy was free. But now, what happens next? Does Rexy retaliate? Hold on, Rexy. Don't do anything yet. Period. I'm giving you one chance to explain. Why did you decide to use this pocket watch and try to turn my own pet against me? Why have you been so angry at me? So that was interrupt. Narrowed his tail flicking sharply as he stepped back, realizing he was cornered. He had lost control of Rexy. His plan had failed, but instead of retreating, he sneered, his voice dripping with bitterness. You want explanation? He hissed, his claws curling into fists. Fine, I'll give you one. His gaze burned with resentment, his words blunt. You think you've done nothing wrong, don't you? You think this is just me being cruel for no reason? Rexy let out a low growl, sensing the anger radiating from Septile. Didn't move. He waited just as you asked. Oh, that's cute. Septile's chest heaved, his voice trembling, not with fear, but with something deeply buried. Do you even remember what happened before Rexy was born? He demanded. The thing you did, whether you meant it or not. Expression twitched. I was your friend once. I trusted you. But then you did something that cost me everything. His words carried the weight of old wounds, of pain that had never faded. This isn't just about revenge, he growled. This is about making you understand what it felt like, what I lost because of you. What is he talking about? Or now, something dark, but not empty, something broken. What did he mean? What happened between you two? What have you unknowing? You mean the time I made fun of your tail? Years ago, before was even born? Question mark. That's the only thing bad I remember doing to you. I don't know. The other person twisted. His eyes narrowing sharply. You think that's all it was? He spat, his voice laced with bitterness. That's what you remember? Just some joke? His claws curled, his tail flicking sharply behind him, a reflex and a reminder of the very thing he had been mocked for. You laughed at me in front of everyone. You embarrassed me, humiliated me. He snarled. Do you know what that did to me? Do you know how long I had to live with that? How many others kept making fun of me because of what you started? His breathing was uneven. It's really not just about anger anymore. It was about pain. Wounds that never healed. I didn't just lose respect that day, he growled. I lost my trust in you. His gaze flickered toward Rexy, who was still standing tall, steady, and free, no longer under his control. That was almost like. And then you went on. You moved past it. You had Rexy, your Pokemon talk show, and your success. His face clenched, and I was just left behind. There it was, the truth beneath his rage. This wasn't just about revenge, it was about feeling forgotten, feeling small, feeling powerless. And now, what do you do with that truth? Listen, please. You don't understand the full story. Period. Let me show and tell you something that you'd never give me the chance to tell you. There is something you don't know. I look at Rexy. Come here. I love you. Stop. There we go. So I give this one credit. It does have better. It has good memory. It actually remembered that Rexy is not going to attack me and that he's protecting me now because of me changing it. You know what, guys? I'll finish up this one in the next video.